When we sell, we don't want to waste time. We want to quickly close. We want to sell in a hurry. And that's because the sooner we sell, the sooner we can make enough money. As a salesperson, you understand what I'm saying? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to build rapport fast. I remember I was in a meeting with a client and the lady said, Iyore, we can't do it at that price. We can't do it at that price. It's too much for us. It's too much. And I said, Ma, I can't do less than that. The value I'm giving you is way more than that. And we were able to close the deal. And I'm going to show you what this technique is in today's video. My name is Iyore. I've trained over 25,000 salespeople across 5 countries: Nigeria, Ghana, USA, UAE, Rwanda. I'm an author of several books and resources on sales, and I've been featured on lots of media platforms to talk about successful selling. I worked in an organization where I was going to target to sell to 20 high net worth individuals. I was able to bring in 21 high net worth individuals in a single month. I also participated in a sales competition where I won, and I was sent for the World Cup for an all-expense paid trip. I moved to another organization where I was able to double my portfolio by over 100% in just 11 months. I'm CEO for Ultravantage, and I specialize in Salesforce management. This means work with the CEOs, work with the team leads to help them optimize their sales and help them achieve their sales results in record time. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's a principle to build rapport very quickly. When you want to build rapport, now let's understand what rapport is. Rapport doesn't mean friendship. Rapport doesn't mean when we talk, we get along, we laugh, we gist very well. That's not what rapport means. Let me tell you why rapport doesn't mean that. I remember I was working in a financial institution. A client had already, one transaction from this client gave me my target for the whole year. He gave me enough money, millions of dollars. I made my target for the entire year. Despite that, of course, because he had most of his funds with me, I was so loyal. I was going to his house often, checking on him often, just to make sure that he kept his business with me. So I had met his family, his kids. Sometimes we would even have lunch. He would invite me over. Of course, I wouldn't eat because based on our policies and how we're trained, we wouldn't eat for such occasions most times. So generally, I thought we were in good terms. Why? I thought. Because when I had decided to move to another organization, at the interview, I said, you know what, I have a client who gave me this amount at this particular period. I'm bringing him over. I was so confident he was going to come with me. When I went to see this man, and I said, sir, I've moved to this other organization. I'd like you to bring your business here. These are things I'm going to do for you. He says, no, don't worry. Don't worry, all is well. I mean, I'm okay where I am. Yeah, I'm okay where I am. Who have you moved me over to as my new relationship manager? Huh? What? That's what he said. Who have you moved me over to? Meaning, as far as I was concerned, now that I had moved, he's moving on. So he said, I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best. He didn't even see me off. He didn't even walk me to the gate or anything, or even walk me to the car. He said, I wish you all the best. And that's how everything ended. Why could something like that happen? Because there was no rapport. Rapport, if there was rapport, he wouldn't be able to say, I wish you all the best. No, there will be a stronger reason for him to say, oh, he's like a brother to me. The Bible says there's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. Do you know what that means? This means that there are friendships that can even make you closer than you'll be closer to than your brother that you were born with from the womb. And these kind of friendships, what makes it sticky is rapport. We say rapport is the strength of the sale. The reason why the sale can be able to follow through from the beginning of prospecting all the way to the close, despite objections, despite obstacles, despite people coming to put in a bad word or people coming to say discrediting things about your company, the reason why you can go through to the end is because of rapport. And rapport means finding common ground. Finding common ground. You find common ground based on similar interests, similar beliefs, and similar backgrounds. And the good thing is that you can build rapport with anyone, ladies and gentlemen. You can build rapport with anybody. When you go on Facebook or all these platforms, Facebook keeps on sending you friend requests, suggestions, right? All the social media platforms. Why? Because they've seen things you have in common with these people. If you check closely, if you go on LinkedIn, there's what we call first degree connection, second degree, third degree. You can see, so this means that you can even, based on first, second, third degree connections, these are people who you have something in common somehow with. Yes, there are different layers of relationships. So you can build rapport with anybody. You just need to take out time and find out how. And this first style of building rapport, which I'll get to the second style shortly, this first style of building rapport, you just simply need to ask questions and listen to the person. You don't need to meet somebody and say, sir, I see that your name is Ikena. I'm from Anambra. Where are you from, sir? I said, Enugu. And you start to speak Igbo. And I say, that's not how you build rapport. Because if you try that with a prospect, he may get offended. Because not everybody who is from your place wants to speak the language for business. So what you need to do is make sure that the person speaks first and you listen. Now, when you listen, what are you listening for? You're listening for similar interests. Interests like, hobbies. Do you like to play sports? Not watch, play sports. Hobbies. What kind of food do you like to eat? What kind of music does he like to listen to? What kind of, what lifestyle do they live? Do they like to travel a lot? Do they like to sleep a lot? What exactly? Who are they? You listen first and you find interests. You can also find similar beliefs, not religious beliefs now, beliefs maybe based on values. I value time. I value the fact that entrepreneurship is the way to wealth. I value that being an employee is the way to rise in your finances. Whatever beliefs they have, if they are your beliefs, you can build rapport with that. Or similar background. I grew up in Iyore. We're a family of 5. My father had 3 wives. Whatever it is, when you find what all those things are, if you have something in common, you align. Let the person know, yes. Same here. I actually have. So you see why a lot of times when we sell, I like what a lady said. I was watching a video on social media the other day. He met a lady who she said she made $60 million in a day. She was into real estate. And she says, he asked her, what is the one key thing to be able to sell effectively? She says, ask more questions. Ask more questions. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, ask more questions. If you ask more questions, you'll be able to spot the things you have in common with this person. And that's why when you meet your prospect, you want the person to relax. You need to have the person's attention. You can't sell to somebody who is in a hurry. Ask the prospect, Mr. Prospect, I hope this is a good time for us to talk. Of course, it will be a good time because you probably booked a meeting. But a question like, thank you so much, sir, for your time for this meeting. Hope you don't mind. I'd like to ask you a few questions just to see how we can be of service to you. For most of our clients, these are the same questions we ask them. So can I go ahead? You may need to rewind this part and save it because this is okay. So can I go ahead? Then you start asking questions and you listen to understand the person. Then you can align based on these 3 things I've mentioned to you. Now, there are topics to avoid in rapport building, and maybe that will be for another day's discussion. The next way you can build rapport, ladies and gentlemen, is to practice what we call mirroring and matching, pacing and leading. Hey, very powerful technique. Mirroring and matching means, science has shown that when you have a meeting with someone and you mirror the person's sitting position, you mirror the person's breathing patterns. Some people breathe like this. If you mirror their breathing pattern and you also go from your chest here. If you also mirror the rate of their speech, maybe they're speaking very fast, like I'm speaking fast right now, and you too, you also increase your pace of speech, or they are speaking slowly, and you too, you also speak slowly. Automatically, you find out that you would align. You'll be mirroring the person, matching the person. You'll be pacing with the person during the conversation. This means that when the person moves and sits like this, you give it a few seconds. If you were like this before, just a few seconds. It can't be so it's not too awkward. Just a few seconds, then you move and you sit like this also, and the conversation continues. Later, if a person does like this, okay, you see, I've been thinking. You too, you also want to mirror after a few seconds from like this. You say, okay, yes, sir. Oh, sir, you're right. And I'm also saying, you see, what happens is that before long, there will be a connection and you will be able to control the direction of the conversation. This means from him doing this and you did this, to him doing this and you did this, very soon you will now do this. Okay, sir, so let's just see how we can. He will now do this. Okay, I'm listening to you. At that point in time, you've led the prospect in the conversation. So it's mirroring and matching. You mirror his body language, breathing pattern, tone of voice or speech, pace of speech. You match it, right? Then with that, you can pace and lead it. Then when I say pace and lead, it means you can now decide what the next move would be. Now, the moment you can influence the next move, at that point in time, rapport has been built and you can influence the conversation. Now, this takes practice. And that's why in that story I shared with you, where a lady was negotiating with me and she says, Iyore, we can't do this. I can't do this. It's too high for us. I said, what? And I noticed that this was a consistent movement in her conversation. So I thought, okay, let me mirror and match. I said, well, that's the best price you can do. That's what we have to do. The next thing she says is that, okay, no problem. We'll go ahead. But just this once. Mirroring and matching, pacing and leading. So if you want to build rapport quickly, you practice finding common ground, or from the beginning of the conversation, start to mirror, start to match, start to pace, start to lead, and you'll be able to close sales in record time. And why does it work? Because the moment you can get the person to align with you and you start to lead in body language, you can then start to ask for the sale. And you'll find out that they'll be able to respond to you even faster. So practice this. Don't just take my word for it. Practice this. If you have questions and you're like, I tried it, but it didn't work, chat me and I'll guide you on what the things you should have done that you didn't do. If you haven't signed up for my real estate masterclass, sign up for my masterclass coming in. It's going to be so impactful. I'm going to show you how to engage prospects at a much higher level. And that's if you're in real estate. If you're not in real estate, you want to sign up, why not? Watch this next video if you're here. If you haven't liked, please like, share with others, and please subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Talk to you soon.